Tennessee Titans fans, is it time to get closure right now? Is it time to get closure? Former Titans GM Jon Robinson doing an interview finally after over 3 years talking about the infamous A.J. Brown trade. I have no idea what all he says here, but it's been over 3 years. He better have something good. Let's hear it.
Season, you get word that A.J. Brown is going to ask for a new contract.
Here we go, Joe. Right out of the gate.
Sorry, he knows. He knows.
How did that start? And then the negotiation, and then once that happened, did you have to run it up the flagpole and say, "Look, we our receiver wants an extension. What do we do here?"
I brought gauze and Band-Aids, so if you cut me off, I'll mend up. No, yeah, that.
So just that response right there tells you that he's aware over the last 3 years that this doomed him. This doomed him. It's a very thin line as GM. Now, he had some other disparities. His Isaiah Wilson, Caleb Farley, Traylon Burks, trading up for Des Fitzpatrick when Amon-Ra St. Brown was right there. I mean, there's a lot of other misses too, but this was the one. I mean, this was the move that sealed his fate.
That's a topic everybody probably is tuning in to hear about. And I can't, as I would love to give in the details. I can't go into the details on it, but there was just a lot of discussion that went into that decision. Ultimately, it was my responsibility to make the decision, and again, if I had one of those mulligans, I would probably do that. And that's nothing against Traylon or anybody else, but I think AJ's went on to have a great run. I'm proud of him.
He doesn't have anything to say. I mean, you can tell, as Chris Stapleton once said in a song, "Got nobody to blame but me." There's, you can say, well, there's some things that I can't get into. I mean, this looks like a guy who has I have no good explanation for why this happened. And it's funny they're doing this interview mere days after Traylon Burks was pretty much cut, putting the last little bow on this situation.
I'm proud of where he's at, and what he's been able to accomplish. But sure, I mean, in hindsight, if you had a do-over, I mean, I'd be an idiot to sit here and say, no, I'll do it again. Like, no, you'd do it different. But
I'm sorry to stop it again, but like that right there, there's a couple things. I could do a whole video just about what he just said right there. First of all, you could argue, well, maybe there was something we didn't know. Maybe there was something that AJ said or something that AJ was doing that we never knew about, and it made it impossible to work it out with him and bring him back. But what he just said pretty much tells you, if I could do it differently, I would have done it differently, which means we could have kept him. We could have signed him. We could have made it work. Would there have been some difficulties to it? Maybe, but we could have. He pretty much just confirmed that. But also, more than anything, of course, with hindsight, I would have done it differently. We all know what it's like to be in life and make a decision that turns out to be a stupid one, and you have to look back and say, man, hindsight being 2020, I made a stupid decision right then. I didn't realize it at the time, but looking back now, I realize I made a dumb decision. We've all been there. Did you need hindsight to tell you that this was a stupid decision? Did you really need 3.5 years of hindsight to come to that conclusion? Because I'm pretty sure the rest of us knew it in the moment. Every fan, every analyst, every fan of other teams, everybody in the world, as they saw it happening, said, that's idiotic, that's stupid, that's going to ruin everything they've got going. You needed 3.5 years of hindsight? Sheesh.
But we made the decision that we made, and then, the rest is what it is.
When you say, if you can't talk about it, I understand it. When you say we, who is we?
Well, anytime you make a decision, right? It's collectively as an organization. There's a lot of people involved, right? It's not like it's like when the offensive coordinator or the defensive coordinator, when they call a play on Sunday, it's not like they're shooting from the hip and they're like, I'm just going to run this play, even though you haven't practiced it, you haven't talked about it, you haven't watched it on film. Like, you go through every scenario with the organization, and it's the same thing in roster building. It's like you're going through, your free agency stuff, you're going through trade proposals, you're going through draft prep, and you talk internally and you meet, and you come up with scenarios. All right, we can do A, we can do B, we can do C, and as a team, and I think I said this at the press conference after we made the move. It's like we collectively we made a decision to do this, and that's what we did.
Yeah, and I think when the
room full of people. He wasn't in a room by himself. He may be the main guy. He may be the main guy that did it, but all y'all's favorite coach was in there too. All y'all's favorite meathead was in there too. All y'all's favorite guy, the coach you miss so much, and he's just an innocent bystander who just was helpless and had no say, and the poor guy just couldn't do anything, and he was just helpless. Poor little Vrabel. You can read into his body language all you want and say, oh, well, he stood up and pulled his pants up and walked around and looked all upset. You don't know what conversation. You're watching a 5-second clip and arriving at all your conclusions based on that. But Jon Robinson telling you, hey, there's more people involved in this than me. Other people had to sign off on it. All y'all's favorite coach. That means that he had to say, I guess let's do it. Y'all love this idea that he was dragged kicking and screaming. He sat right there afterwards and said, I'm good with how this went down. But to be fair, the owner was in there too. And that's especially concerning because she's still the owner. The rest of them's gone. You can at least say, well, the rest of them that had a part in it, they're out of there, so we can at least know they're out. But the owner's still there.
worst things on draft night is the camera inside the office. I don't know why that's approved. I'd never have that happen.
Content, Joe. Everything's content, baby.
Obviously, we saw the reaction that Mike Vrabel had. How much discussion did you have with Mike about what was going down? How much headway did Mike know that was happening draft night? Because his reaction, John, was really telling.
Yeah, again, I would just say we collectively we made the decision that we made, and
yeah,
that's a group decision.
And don't hate me for these because I got to ask.
You know what I thought about doing? We should have staged I don't know that I'm on camera though.
Season.
I mean, he didn't really tell you anything you didn't already know. It's just the first time he's addressed it. I mean, Vrabel may not have been happy about it, but did he put up much of a fight? I mean, what would have happened if Vrabel would have been like, guys, I'll quit. That's one of the best players on the team. We are insane you can't tell me if Vrabel had really just said guys, we cannot, we would be morons to do this. You mean to tell me they would have just done it anyway? As valuable as they thought he was at that time, coming off of a season where he was the coach of the year? And you mean to tell me if he had sat there and been like, guys, no, don't do this. You tell me that he was more valuable at that time than Robinson was. All y'all's favorite coach, man. No, he was just an innocent bystander. Nothing's his fault. He's the best. He's never messed up ever. It's all someone else's fault. It's all their faults. Come on. You needed 3.5 years of hindsight? No. It's everybody's fault. You ruined a good thing. Tighten up.